Hey, this is Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, we are going to show you the actual cost for $15,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 65-year-old male. Now, keep in mind, you can get a free quote on our website. On pretty much every page on our website, we've got these quoters. You can choose the state you live in. You can choose the coverage amount, fill out the extra info, birthday, and all that stuff. It will give you exact pricing, and I'll show you what our quoter looks like a little bit later. You'll have access to the same information we do. And you can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. We're licensed in all 50 states. We can help you no matter what. And then also in the comments section of this video, we'll have the link, all the links, and then we'll have links to videos for 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20, and 25,000 for a 65-year-old male. Keep in mind that. So the first thing you need to ask yourself when looking for this insurance is $15,000 appropriate for your needs? Now, if you were looking at getting a burial, or well, let's talk about cremation first. If you're going to have a cremation, the average cost of a cremation in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. Now, that's where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, nothing fancy. But if you're going to have a service or a celebration of life, something like that, it's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500, depending where you live. So $15,000 is more than enough. But, we always caution people, don't overinsure. We'd rather you keep the money in your pocket. If things are tight, get a smaller amount of coverage for right now. We can always add more coverage later. So just don't worry about getting too much. We'd rather you actually have the insurance that you're going to be able to afford the rest of your life, rather than get something that's a little expensive that you may not be able to kind of pay in the future. Now, if you're going to have a burial, funeral type thing, then $15,000 is probably appropriate for a 65-year-old male. Keep in mind the average cost of a funeral right now in the United States is right around $10,000 at the time we made this video. And, if you walk into pretty much any funeral home, they'll take the check. They'll get it done. Won't be anything fancy. But at age 65, if you want to live to 70 or 75 or 80, 85, $10,000 is not going to be enough. $15,000 probably not a bad number to start with if you can afford it. Maybe $20,000. You probably never have to worry about this again in the future. But kind of let your finances be your guide there. So the one thing that's really important is to make sure that you do get first day coverage. So when you get first day coverage, what that means is if you got your policy today and you died tomorrow, it'd pay from the very first day. Now, there are health questions that you need to answer to qualify for first day coverage, but don't freak out. It's very straightforward. We work with a whole bunch of different insurance companies so that we can actually get just about everybody first day coverage or benefits and that low cost first day approval right there. Keep that in mind. Now, one thing to be careful of is, it's really important, number one, to get the insurance. We get calls all the time from folks who say that, hey, we just had a family member die this last week. The body's down at the morgue. They didn't have insurance. We don't have the money. We need to get this insurance right now so that we can pay the funeral home. We have to tell them, there's no insurance company out there in the world that will give you an insurance policy on somebody who already died. So it's a really sad situation. So just learn from somebody else's mistake and get this insurance actually before you need it. Now, as far as the health questions, very easy on these policies. Really, unless you have something terribly significant or tragic health-wise, you're going to qualify for first day coverage. Some of the most significant things are like terminal illness. You're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or dementia or dialysis, or you're in, hospice or hospital or nursing home. So just be aware that you probably qualify for first day coverage. If in doubt, just reach out to us. Now, one thing we do recommend is you avoid the plans that have 2-year waiting periods. And, there's a bunch of companies out there. Colonial Penn, we've got their website pulled up here. Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan's a 2-year waiting period plan. Mutual of Omaha has got United of Omaha, that's a 2-year waiting period. AIG, Gerber, that's just a few of them. There's a bunch of other ones out there that have 2-year waiting periods. So you definitely, that shouldn't be your go-to. These insurance companies, some of them have done a really great job of marketing that 2-year waiting period, that all plans, all final expense plans have 2-year waiting periods. Nothing could be further from the truth. So don't fall for that. Anyway, let's take a look at Colonial Penn. They're one of the heaviest advertisers out there. People hear the commercials and they're, say, a male age 65, and they're like, holy cow, for $9.95, I can probably get 20 or 30 or 40 or even $50,000 worth of insurance. Ha! Nothing could be further from the truth. Let's take a look. We got a 65-year-old male here, right there. What would $9.95 get a 65-year-old male through Colonial Penn? $896. Wah, wah, wah. So keep in mind, I mean, that's not even enough to pay for a burial. Holy cow, really? Much less the fact it's got a 2-year waiting period. So in 2 years, it's going to be worth even less than it is right now. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. And, if you walk into a funeral home with an $896 check for a burial, they wouldn't laugh you out of there. I'm sure they'd have some respect, but oh my gosh, they might laugh once the door is shut, unfortunately. So don't do that. It's certainly not enough. So let's see what $15,000 worth of coverage through Colonial Penn. Now, the challenge with Colonial Penn is they only offer up to 15 units, and it's very expensive. So as we get older, a lot of times they can't even offer you $15,000. So let's take a look at what that would be. Click on it here. Website, come on. Here we go. 15,000. Let's see if we can even get 15,000. Up. So for $149.25 for 15 units, they're going to max out at $13,440. You can't even buy $15,000 worth of their $9.95 plan for a 65-year-old male. Let's keep that in mind. And it's quite expensive. So let's take a look at what first day coverage would be. So if we look here, we've got $15,000 right here. Come on, computer. We've got $15,000 right up here. And 65-year-old male. Let's get a quote. Let's jump back and look at the price one more time. We're going to round this up to $150. I need the easy math. So $150.20 or $149.25. Just say it's $150. And we go here, and we're actually getting $15,000. We're actually getting quite a bit more insurance, and that is $79. So let's go back, and this is $150. We're rounding numbers. $150 versus round it to $80. So you're actually paying $70 more a month. And that's with either one of these companies. Now, this is the company we would recommend, even though it's like, 18 cents more. Reason is they've got a super easy phone approval process. There's a lot of companies out there that you can't get an answer in, for maybe even a week or so. And they're just, the paperwork's very daunting. They have lots of amendments and stuff like that. So even though something may sound good, for a few more pennies in some cases, you are so much better off. Get instant approval. And then you have really great service and follow-up. We work with Trinity Life. We love them. Great company. Level means first day coverage. So again, $150 versus $80. So that's $70 more a month. So 7 times 12, that's $840 more a year. So if you live another 10 years, you're going to pay $8,400. $8,400 more for a policy that's got a 2-year waiting period, and you're going to overpay. You're going to overpay that $70 every single month for the rest of your life. Why would you do that when you can get first day coverage and lock in lower rates? Let's look at a couple different companies out here. Again, on our quoter, you'll be able to see all these different prices and everything. We offer you the same quoter that we use. Pretty cool. Let's look at one here, like Lincoln Heritage. Good company. Level first day coverage, but it's $102. Now, Lincoln Heritage has a thing where, when you pass away, they'll call 2-3 different places for your family members to make sure, they get the best pricing. They don't have to kind of worry about this. $102. Let's go back and look at our other company up here. $102. So we're roughly 80. So you're paying $20 extra a month, $240 roughly extra a year. If you live 10 years, you're going to overpay $2,400, $2,400 for them to make 2 or 3 phone calls and maybe do a couple other things. It doesn't seem to make sense, at least in the reality that I live in. To do that, we would rather you keep that money in your own pocket, spend it on your family, create memories that they will actually have for the rest of your life, as will you. And keep in mind, you're going to overpay for the rest of your life on that policy. So I would recommend you not do that. A couple other companies like Lumico here, we see them once in a while. They're a fine company, level coverage, first day coverage. But it's $85 versus, roughly $80. So $60 more a year. It's going to be $600 more every 10 years. Again, but why overpay? Why do that? You don't need to. It's the same policy, different company. It's going to pay first day. Why overpay? So we encourage you always to go for first day coverage. Take a look at our quoter on our website or at funeralfunds.com/YouTube. In the comments section of this video, we'll also have videos for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 for a 65-year-old male. You can call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. We're licensed in all 50 states. If you want to get approved same day, reach out to us. If you just want information or help, or if you've got an existing policy you want to review, reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you out. Until that day comes, you just take care. We look forward to meeting you someday. Bye-bye.